Hello, and welcome to another 747 update for Copilot CRM. Again, what these videos are for is to actually walk through our update notes on what features released and what bug fixes we pushed in the last 2 weeks at Copilot. And as always, I will link to the feature or the release notes if you want to dig in. This is just a high level overview, but if you hear something that piques your interest, definitely go to those release notes, and each update has a very in-depth video walking you through the feature that was pushed and workflows that it might be used for and that kind of stuff. So yeah, make sure you go to that link if you want to check them out even more. But this is our 747 for these release notes. So let's just walk through them. So the first update we pushed was adding the option to remove adding credit from the client portal. So we got a lot of feedback from Copilot users saying that their customers were confused when paying an invoice, whether or not they added a credit to their credit balance from the client portal or actually paid the invoice. So we now actually added an option for you to remove adding the ability for your customers to add to their credit balance from the client portal. So that, if you're curious, that option is located under the settings for client portal login widget. And I will say really quick too, this is disabled by default. So you only have to make changes if you still want your customers to be able to add to their customer credit balance. Otherwise, if you don't, you're good to go. But that was the first update, which we got a lot of user feedback on. So thank you for that. And I think it was a really good change. So moving on to the next update we did was we actually upgraded our Trimble Maps version to the latest version. If you don't know, if you're not aware, we actually use a integration called Trimble Maps on the dispatch board. And that's what we use for the map that's on there. That's what we use for routing, optimizing routes and that kind of stuff. So Trimble Maps has been pushing a lot of updates. And so we upgraded to the latest version of Trimble Maps, and we're really hoping for a few things for this. Just increased reliability with routes, adding addresses that might have not been recognized before, and this also opens us up to a lot of potential features in the future that we can enable through Trimble Maps. So if you're curious, actually, Trimble Maps release notes are linked in our release notes, so you can see what they've been working on. It'll also give you a little sneak peek into the future, what we might add with routing. So that's kind of fun. The last update we pushed in terms of features or enhancements was that we updated the behavior of the clock-in required setting in time tracking. So this update is quite complicated. I would really encourage you to go to the link to the update notes and actually watch this video. It's a 5-minute video all by itself because there's quite a bit of nuance to what this setting was doing and how we updated it. Basically, in short, without too much explanation, the clock in required setting was actually a setting for 2 different functions in Copilot. That was the, it says it right here, whether or not a employee could view the scheduler dispatch board while clocked out, and it also controlled the automatic clock-in feature. So in short, now the clock-in required setting only affects whether or not an employee can view the scheduler dispatch board when clocked out, and the automatic clock-in feature is now enabled by default with no way to turn it off. So this is actually a really good update. Like I said, if you didn't understand that from just that short explanation, I highly recommend going and watching this video since it has to do with employee time tracking. But this is going to simplify your time tracking quite a bit with the changes that we've made. So definitely go check that out if you're interested. So those were the 3 enhancements that we pushed. We have a whole list of bug fixes down here. We actually fixed quite a few bugs this sprint. So if you're curious, if you're looking out for a certain bug to be fixed, you can check it out there and see when we fixed it. You also have the ticket key here just in case you want to reference it with the support if you want any more information on it. So really good updates this week. As always, thank you for being a part of Copilot. Always reach out to support if you have any questions. Feel free to send us feedback either to support or in the Facebook group or anything like that. We value it immensely. As you can see the only reason we really pushed this feature was because of the feedback that we got from you guys. So we really take your guys' feedback seriously and we act on it as much as possible. So thanks again for being a part of Copilot, and I will see you in the next 747.